Hi everybody, Matt Horser here. It's the 25th of December, the first day of Christmas. And what I'd like to do for these 12 days of Christmas is just give you a little bit of gifts. Now, I've been pretty quiet this year for lots of reasons. The company really hasn't gone after publicity much. We were on the Inc. 5000 list of the 5,000 fastest growing privately held companies in the United States because we were out busy doing the work. We did make CIO Applications magazine's top 10 list of testing providers this year, which I'm super proud about. And if you would like, of course, anybody that asks, I will get you the PDF and you can read all about it. It just basically outlines how we think about software delivery and how we work back from testing into earlier areas of development. But just start in testing, right? Software's all messed up. Nobody can agree. Nobody will take responsibility. Let's go figure out how to assess it very quickly. And then once we do that, we can work backward to say, how can we prevent these mistakes from happening? Usually our foot in the door is in testing. We do all of it. We do project management, we do everything, but that's how we get our foot in the door. That's our reputation. That's our bread and butter. I like to do that. I like it so much that I spent a great part of this year working with Michael Larson on our book, which came out December 22nd, Software Testing Strategies, a testing guide for the 2020s. And I'm really proud of this work. Now, it's not Humble and Farley's continuous delivery book. Their book had a place. It's not a DevOps book. How do we figure out if the software is good enough? And then we can apply that to all areas. So examples at the beginning, tests at the individual feature level, tests of the system as a system, and tests in production. We're going to talk about all of it. And what I want to do with these 12 days of Christmas is actually dig into the book. I was supervising a new programmer once who claimed to have experience with a database programming language. And he didn't know the difference between compiling the code into the database and running it. Like it was really, he would disappear and then come back with working software. And eventually we figured out he was asking his friend to do the work for him, basically. And I had been assigned it not because I was assigned to him, but because someone else had decided he couldn't do the work and wanted someone independent to come to the same conclusion. I remember I asked him, you've written code before. You say you've written code. It's okay. You say you're new at this. It's okay. So no, I've written lots of code. Okay. What did it do? Like software testing, created and executed test cases. What did those test cases do? And that's what this book is about. So what I want to do, what did the book do? What does the book say? What's in here? Let's get into it a little bit at a time over the next several days. So I just want to start I wanted to keep this short, less than 5 minutes a chapter. I want to start with the preface and talk about what's in part one. So what do we think testing is, right? That seems kind of important. So we want to define our terms. Doesn't mean you have to use the words the way that we do, but you know what we mean. So we're going to call testing software testing a technical investigation conducted to provide quality-related information. My particular focus is risk, but quality-related information. So you could say there's a missing feature here about a software product to stakeholders. That's what testing is. And then we're going to get into it. The book goes the whole round from I don't know anything about the software, but we've had problems historically. Can you go figure it out? To systems to deliver quality information automatically through a tool, right? To everything in the middle. So what is part one is the actual practice of software testing. Chapter one, testing and the design of tests. Are your test ideas any good? What do you know once you've run them? Chapter 2, fundamental issues in tooling and automation. I'd say, you can go to the internet and you can read how to run this Cypress tool and you can run it and you can hook it into your CI and you're going to learn these lessons by having problems, or you could read this chapter. Then we go into programmer-facing testing, which is why that means, I mean, as a programmer, I do this because I think it actually helps me. It's particularly test-driven development, but also integration, API tests. Then customer-facing tests, which is as a I would understand what this test is. Like I know what it's doing because it interacts with maybe the user interface or creates accounts, and then I can say, oh hey, the accounts are set up correctly. So it has meaning to me externally. Then we get to Michael's the big chapter Michael contributed. I mean, like he wrote the thing. Like I reviewed it a little. It's his chapter on specialized testing, which was a lot of people really like that. Maybe he'll guest. Maybe he'll do that one. Um, then we have testing related skills. He's in California. I'm in Michigan. We'll see. I don't know if a plane ticket is our future. That'd be fun. Or a Zoom. We could record a Zoom. Then we have testing related skills, which is okay, I found a problem. How do I convince other people that it's a problem and it needs fixing? How do I tell them? How do I summarize all of my work into the little paragraph that they're actually going to read to get results? How do I communicate what um, what I'm doing so that people understand my role? And that's big. If testing is a part of your role, there's just all kinds of miscommunication about what's expected that gets us in all kinds of trouble. We got lots and lots of material on that later in the book. So this is mostly in the communication aspect of defects. And then finally, chapter 7, test data management, which is like a lot of these tutorials online. They'll tell you, here's how to fire up a web browser and log in. Great, but that username and password, they're going to be secret. Or I want to log in as 100 different people and I want to do things in parallel. I want to have and then create this data that I can then go look at what's the aggregate, what's the sum, what's the average of all those rows. But I don't want to create that every time I get a new test environment. I want to export that to a database, store it somewhere, and load it in so we've got good data. That's the test data management chapter. I'll be talking about more of it in the next week. I already went through 7 minutes. I should stop. So Merry Christmas, everybody. More to come. I hope you will consider buying the book, but if not, the information's free, and if it helps you make a decision, I'd be excited. So more to come. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.